Hey guys, it's Zook again, and I'm here to do a tier list on the fun I had in Dawn Trail, leveling every class. I got every class to level 100 last week, so I kind of wanted to make this video. It's kind of like a week too late, but little things have changed. This it says 7.0, but it's actually 7.8, 7.08. I don't think it's that big of a deal, but I know they changed Viper a little bit. They like did something. I'll talk about it when we get there. But like last time, I have like, you know, oh my god fun to I can't believe why is this in the game fun. It's not really fun. So let's get into it with the healers. So let's start with Astro. Astro I will put to meh. So I put Astro on meh because its level 100 skill is kind of left lackluster. It's a Sun Sign. I think it reduces damage by 10%, and you have to press it when you press Microcosmos. So it kind of feels like you're wasting two abilities instead of just pressing the one. And it's kind of like ass as like a level 100 skill. You don't really look forward to it. But a big thing they did this expansion was they changed how cards worked again. I say again, but like since like I think it's like 4.0 they changed them to the 5.0 system and the 6.0 system where it's like kind of not the same as it was where you have like haste and all these cool things. But now it's like they're trying to go back to that. Like the bowl has a defensive cooldown if it was like enhanced back then, and I think that's a step in the right direction. But for the rest of the cards, I feel like it's kind of lackluster. It doesn't feel fun to me. Um, I hate putting cards on people. I think every card should be AoE, if anything, and then just like reduce the effectiveness of them, I guess. And I would like to see like a buff extender like there was back then. I think that was in like Stormblood in Heaven's Ward. There was like a buff thing where you can steaden the buffs with collective unconsciousness, and then there was another move you can do with it too. But I don't like the balance in Spear. I think that's kind of dumb. That it's like, oh, this goes on melee, this goes on range. It's like I get that, but it's just I don't like. Oh, I'm gonna click this guy. Now I'm gonna click this guy, and it's not fun. I didn't look forward to pressing or putting cards on anyone or pressing any buttons. Um, Sun Sign, lackluster cards, kind of ass. I'm not gonna play this class as much. It doesn't play any different from Endwalker. It has two charges of light speed, which they changed to compensate for DPS, but uh, what? It's just boring. I won't play it as much. We'll do White Mage next. So White Mage, I think Divine Caress is a cool ability. I think I actually put White Mage down here last expansion, I think. Now I'm putting it a little bit up. But like up like, it's like one tier above this. Divine Caress, what it does is a level 100 skill, and what it does is that it puts a shield on everyone, and when the shield expires, it does a regen, which is super cool. I think that move should not be tied to Temperance. I think it should also be a move that is a separate button and on a 90-second cooldown from that. Just like how this is the same problem as this, where they have the share. So it's like it's kind of you're kind of putting two skills in there, when it should be like two separate ones, if you ask me. But you know how to make the game. I don't look forward to playing White Mage as much because I don't really like the Lily system. I think it's kind of ass. I think ever since they changed it from like Cure 1 to like give you like free lilies, I remember I think it did that in Stormblood. Yeah, I haven't played it since. Or I have played it. It's just like I don't really look forward to playing it. I think Medica 3 was a funny joke. It's like, oh yeah, this Medica 3 called it out at the video or when they showed off the skills, and I was right. It was Medica 3. Uh, but yeah, Divine Caress. If that was a separate button, I would probably play this a little bit more than OK Fun. I'll probably put it like on like a fewer spaces up OK Fun once we get through like the other stuff. But right now it's at the bottom of this tier because of that one reason. Divine Caress is a cool skill. I think it's strong and like paired with like other abilities, especially with like Temperance, I think it's pretty strong. It feels strong. So like that's a big thing too. Like this doesn't feel strong. This feels okay. Like I would play it because it does feel strong when I want to use it. And yeah, that's about it with White Mage. The thing still stands. Pretty boring to play. All right, so let's go with Scholar. So Scholar, I will put here. So Seraphism is like a 2-hour ability, like in Final Fantasy XI, and I think in the later expansions we will see more abilities be this powerful, especially for these two. I think. Um, Seraphism, what it does is that it turns you into an angel, so you get like a white garb that covers your face, and your single target heal and your AoE shield become instant cast, and the single target heal becomes a shield as well. And I think there's like a healing modifier. Like it feels like you crit more in that too, but and you give a regen to everyone around you at the same time, and you can cast Seraph if you really need that much healing. You can put Seraph down, so you can have Seraphism and Seraph at the same time, and it feels powerful. So that's gonna be like a theme here with these like fun is like being powerful is fun. Um, I would like to see more skills that like change it up like that. You could definitely burn through your MP through it. Um, it's really cool. I like to press it a lot. Like when it's like, oh, we need this now. It's Angel. It's like last ditch effort to survive. It's pretty cool. I like it. I would say a downside. It's probably energy drain. I think energy drain needs a rework in some case. That's kind of dumb. I think eating the fairy is also kind of weird too. I think that also needs to be reworked in some way. Now Sage. Now I left the best for last. Holy shit. Philosophia. Once you get Philosophia, it's like Sage or like a Scholar. It feels like a 2-hour ability. Like it's like an SP. Like Philosophia is like it gives you 20% healing, which I feel like it's unnecessary for that part. But it puts Cardian on everyone in your party. Now Cardian is the main move that is Sage gameplay, where you do damage, it heals this target that you put Cardian on. So now you have that for your entire party. And Sage has 11 damage options, by the way. You won't use them all, but it has options when you need them. And it's pretty fun. Like I this is the go-to healer I go to because it's like I'm pressing buttons, tip-tapping around, and playing the piano a little bit. And it's fun. Like it feels like everything just works and makes sense. It feels fun to play. What I don't like is Addergall. The same reason why I don't like Lilies. I think that system is dumb. I would rather them put those heals on OGCD rather than like put them on a cage. And Adder Sting is annoying still. Like putting shield on your main tank, you have to like spam that to get more Adder Sting. That's also annoying. But either way, I still pick this class because it's still so much fun to play. Just because of Philosophia. And the OGCD heals. Feels good to play. Really good mana management as well. I feel like if I'm low on mana with Sage, I can definitely like Lucid Dream and spice it up if I can. And I usually don't have mana issues on this healer unless I'm like overhealing. But yeah, I find that a lot of fun, a lot of really engaging. Like it really like makes me focus on the game more when I'm playing it. So overall, those are the healers. I would really like the Sun Sign change. I think Divine Caress should be separate. This is in a good spot. Change Energy Drain. and rework Adder Sting, I guess, or put another ability that does it. I don't know. Just change that, but overall, I would pick these two in order. So now we'll go to the tanks. So tanks, the first one I have here. It's not any different from what it was in Endwalker. You kind of just, you're more mad, I would say. The level 100 ability is funny, so it has that going for it. You won't die on this tank ever. This is the easiest. No, actually, this is the second easiest, I would say. But this is the easiest tank to play. But it was the second easiest tank to heal for me when I was playing. Probably because people didn't really know how to play it. But this is probably the easiest tank to play if you want to like play anything. Remotely, like anything. Like just to like pick up. It's pretty unga bunga. And it feels good to play too. It's like, oh, well, I don't have to heal anymore. And this class in tandem with this class is the reason why healers, they're not really necessary anymore. You can get away with this class too, but I'm not sure what they were thinking when they made this class a thing. I think something needs to be rectified about this class, which is the 40% defense increase that they get at level 94. I think 94, 96. When it turns into the new ability. People use it as a DPS increase because of Reflect. Like, we got rid of Summoner Reflect back in 4.0 for the same reason. So, Warrior's still getting away with it. I think that should change a little bit. That's a little controversial that's a little controversial take. But I feel like if you're pressing like a defensive cooldown to do a damage increase, it's kind of like defeats the purpose of it, but you can get away with a lot when you play a warrior. Usually, when people are like, "Yeah, tank privilege," they think about warrior over other races or other tanks. Next would be paladin, but they don't think about the other tanks. They only think about warrior. So last expansion, it was like, why would you play any other tank? And it's you just play warrior. I feel like it's the same way this expansion. Like, why would you play any other tank? And yeah, if you like healers, you want your healers to have a good time, or you just want to remove healers from the game, play warrior. Alright, next we have paladin. Paladin, I will put at alright, under warrior. So, I was gonna get into something really insane that people probably won't ever think about ever in their lives, but I think cover is really broken. And I know the stars have to align for that ability for some things, but I think if we go back to a time where you're raiding in Heaven's Ward, you're fighting Quick Thoughts or whatever, the spider bot that drops you in the jails. And then you have to break out of the jails. If you have a paladin there for Sizzle Beam, they can cover it. Now, that could be a no-brainer for some people. People probably don't even know or care or give a fuck about that. But the thing is that whether that was intended or not, it was designed to be used that way. So there's probably, what I'm saying, this is tinfoil, by the way. This is, this is the realms of the Twilight Zone. I think the developers have intended cover to be used in some capacity in all instances of raids or whatever that we don't know of. That we probably can't see. Maybe. I don't think it'll be that egregious, but there could be times where they are egregious. And I think people kind of underestimate the power of the utility of this class a lot, because damage is always in the forefront of everyone's fucking frontal lobe. But in terms of the thinker, and if you want a class that's more like, I can do this and that and the other thing, it's kind of like Gunbreaker 2, but this class is special because I feel like just because of cover, it can get kind of ridiculous. Now, cover has always been ridiculous, but I think it's even more ridiculous now because the new 40% ability, which is the defense, which is Sentinel turned into Guardian, it gives you a 1,000% potency heal that's a shield. So it's like a heal equivalent to a shield or whatever. I don't know how it's worded. But it's 1,000 potency, right? So you have 1,000 shield, right? I don't think a lot of people know that because it has heal in the sentence, you can also use recovery, HP recovery, like Mantra, Karsus, the Bard one, Nature's Mini, to increase, HP recovery. That affects the shield too. So that's a revelation that I feel like people aren't really going to care about. But in tandem with cover, that's where it becomes interesting. So there could be, now I haven't put this into practice, but if my theory is correct, because you can't, I have tested it, you can affect the shield with HP recovery. I've tested it. You can probably avoid mechanics if you have a high enough HP recovery. So you might not get that now. Later on with gear, and probably with Echo too, if Echo's a thing, with said Bard or Monk or Sage, most likely a Sage, that shield can get pretty high. And you can probably dodge some mechanics that you're not supposed to. Now, that's tinfoil. I'm not sure if that's the case. I haven't tested every ability, but that would put Paladin up here, if you ask me, because the infinite possibilities of that interaction is insane. Now, I know that was a lot of stuff, and I probably was like, people like, it's bullshit. Who gives a fuck? But that's the kind of thing that's interesting about this game, is that there's interactions like this that exist, and it kind of feels, it feels like it's intended, but a lot of players, I feel, don't really give a fuck about that, but that's, food for thought. But yeah, I'll put that here. So Dark Knight. Oh boy. Let's go Dark Knight. I put this class here. So this class sucks. You will die. All the time, you will die. Ovulation and Darkest Night or Blackest Night being on separate buttons. I'm not sure why that's a thing. I don't think this should ever be a thing. That's pretty egregious. Carve and Spit and Abyssal Drain being on the same OGCD should never be a thing. The defense Vigilance is literally used just like how it's like, oh, I'm low on HP, I'll go Vigilance. Which is, it makes it so that if you fall below, I think it's 50% HP, you get a heal. You heal yourself. I feel like people don't use that preemptively. I think they use that like after they get hit. Most of the time, at least in my experience, like I use it after, like, because you need a heal. So that's like more cost worthy. I think Living Dead is shit. It's completely terrible. So like, why is it here? That's because it looks fucking cool and it feels cool to play. I don't care if it has Flood of Shadow 2 other times with Shadowbringers and this is Steam. It's literally you're shooting lasers. That's all you do. Laser. You laser this way. You laser that way. This is Dark Knight in a nutshell. This class is suffering. And it has been suffering for a long time. But it's fucking cool. And it feels cool to play. I think the punch change is dumb. But it's still cool. So, take that as you want. Gunbreaker. Oh boy. I put it here. I do not look forward to playing this class ever. I never want to play this class ever. the Sonic Break change that changes No Mercy into Sonic Break. Just remove the dots. Same thing with Goring Blade. Remove Goring Blade. Like, just get rid of it. Um, I wasn't looking forward to level 100 skill. I think it's lame. No Mercy still in the game, so this should actually be like several thousand tiers below. Or not No Mercy. Double Down. Double Down still in the game. Cartridges are not fun to play with. It's not fun. I don't find this class fun at all. It's only fun when you're doing mine, because in mine, minimum I'm level, no echo, when you're doing like older content. It's because it has 4 cooldowns instead of like 3. And it has self-sustain. So Brutal Shell heals you, which is very, yeah, like I've played Gunbreaker in these things. It's very apparent. On top of the regen, it's pretty good. So below level 70, I feel like this class is fun. It can be. But once you get above level 70, I don't ever want to play this class. It's pretty boring. But it does have the Monado. So last expansion, when we got the Mandervillian weapons, the max level Manderville weapon for Gunbreaker is the Monado. So the guy has the cool factor going for it, but outside of minimum I'm level up to level 70, I haven't played at level 70 yet. Kind of want to get back into Brute Justice to get there, but I don't like continuation. I don't like any of the skills. I'm not even the level 40 skill, or the skill. I think it's like Grand Nebula. It turns into like Thrill of Battle on top of like the def. It's stupid. They need to rework this class, but I think the problem with this class is that this can be interpreted in every way. This can also be interpreted. This can be interpreted in any way. Most of these classes here can be interpreted in any way, but Gunbreaker is the one class that's tied to like Squall from like Final Fantasy VIII. That's like the only person I can think of when it comes to it. So it's like it has all the Final Fantasy VIII shit. Why? Like, I feel like we can be beyond that. I feel like they're stuck with this class and they know it. I wouldn't play it. I don't think you should either. So those are the tanks in a nutshell. So the rules to review. Holy shit, you're dying, but damn, does it look cool. I don't want to die ever. Cover and Guardian interaction with HP recovery is probably the most broken interaction in probably the history of the game. This class sucks. Rework it, please. Not fun. Not fun at all. I want to say sucks. Not fun. Alright, so let's go into the range. So we have 3 range again. Next expansion, I think we'll get another range. I know that. Excuse me. I know that people have been telling me that no one's really playing these classes because I can see why, but without that, let's go into it. So I would put Bard at meh above this. Let's put it above that. Bard's pretty meh. It's not really different from Shadowbringers or Endwalker, rather. It has the new ability. I don't really look forward to pressing it. It's not really any different from this ability, so I'm going to reference that too. Yeah, it's just the same class. Nothing really new. You can't spread your dots still. Even though I don't think dots interact with the songs anymore, so it doesn't really matter. But Pitch Perfect is AoE now. So normally you would do like a dungeon, you would open with Mage Ballot and then end with Wanderers. Now you can just like do Wanderers, Mage, Army. And yeah, it's not boring, but I don't look forward to playing it. I do look forward to playing Dancer. Dancer is a little bit more fun because of the new ability when you get with Flourish. It's like a quick step, which is cool. I call it No Fit Rise, but that's like the merit ability from like Final Fantasy XI. But that's because it looks like Chocobo Terazuka, whatever it's called. It's the movement speed buff for Dancer in Final Fantasy XI. That animation is the same. So that's probably why I call it No Fit Rise. Yeah, you basically cast your dance move without dancing. You just like quick step into it, which is really cool. I like it. It's really on the move. Like, oh, I can't really do dance right now. I'm just enough. Ooh. But people, you can still dance and then do it. So you can do like a double dance, but it's whatever. The level 100 skill, overcapping a spirit gauge is a thing that's kind of lame, as well as like the level 100 skill is kind of lame. You only can do it once every time you use technical step. You only get like one laser. Same thing with like radiant flare. You get radiant finale. You get radiant encore, whatever the fuck it's called. These are the same. I don't know. This is also the same too. Now I think about it, with it, but yeah, overall I would prefer this, but I would also prefer that. Yeah, Machinist is still pretty cool. You shoot lasers, you shoot gun. Uh, very AOE heavy now, but the robot isn't AOE still, which is weird. I wish it was, but now it's really fast to pull out the robot, and the ability that it gets the full metal field. Yeah, it's like a 900 potency direct hit crit, which these moves don't even direct hit crit. Not sure why, but this move is very cool. Could do it on the move too. It's not affected by anything that's a reassemble. I kind of just does it. I don't think it affects wildfire either, but it looks really cool to press. This class is still pretty simple to play, really solid, consistent. I enjoyed it a lot in 5.0 after 4.0 because it was just like 1, 2, 3, really simple. Same thing as Endwalker, the same thing, and this it's the same. Just chainsaw, then chainsaw sideways. It's like you have chainsaw horizontal, and then you have chainsaw vertical, which is like it's not really any different. But I would prefer to play that if I wanted to play more DPS. But if I wanted to play more like support damage, I would play this. But I do pick up Bard sometimes. So overall, I prefer to play this a little more. All right, let me reorganize. Put casters. Oh boy, do we have a talk with this? Now, what I don't understand is, wow, I'm like thinking about it, and it's like I would love to be in the room when they designed these classes because like this class, holy shit, what the fuck were they thinking when they made this class? I remember them saying that it's more support. It's a more support oriented class. This class does a lot of fucking damage. If this class was in the same room when they designed the other classes, I'm not sure if they actually do play the game. Because this class has everything you can possibly want in a caster that's not raising. There are no downsides of this class, I think. Yeah, I can't think of one. I don't have it any downside. People can argue that painting is kind of ass, but the payoff is like very worth it. Like it kind of throws it in the face too because you have the like weave, double weave, whatever. I don't even think it matters. Like this is the kind of class your girlfriend would play if you want to vomit damage. She could be somewhat competent at the class. This is the class you want her to play. Yeah, no complaints. I just don't understand why they made this class the way that it is. It's really powerful. I don't think they're ever gonna nerf this. I think they'll just put everything up in line with it. But as of now, this is probably the strongest class in the game. Outside from, I think this class is the strongest class. This is like second strongest. I'm not sure. Either way, it's really powerful. Like, it's kind of retarded if you ask me. And it's kind of like, takes away from these classes. I would put this here because, actually, no, I would put this okay. It's like almost there. Scorch still doesn't direct hit crit. I don't know why. Now you have Scorch, Resolution, and then the last move, level 100 move, which also doesn't crit. But you only get off Manification, so you only press it once. Boring. I don't know why that's a thing. I don't think this should ever be a thing, but it is. So it's just the same class from Endwalker, just has that. the manification change where you don't need 50 mana anymore to do the combo. Or is it 50 mana? Or 80 mana, rather. It was like 80, then 50, and now it's like... Now it doesn't take from it, so it's like... It's weird. But it's practically the same class. Uh... It's still been boring to me. I would still probably pick it over Summoner, but we'll get into that. But yeah, I don't really have fun playing it. It's not really looking forward to. I think if they changed the Scorch and resolution to that, I think it would be picked more, but I think it would still be pretty boring. Black Mage. I will put Black Mage here. I was still playing over Gunbreaker. There's a lot of things to unpack here. They did do a change where if you press like Astral Sombral Soul, it gives you like all your mana back. Oh, excuse me. It gives you like all your mana back, but then it like holds the Enochian counter, which is like I don't know why they waited to like I don't even know how long Ambrose Soul's been in the game. I think 4.0. I don't know. I don't know why they waited that long to put that into the game. It seems like they kind of like gimp classes for whatever reason. Like they don't want to make the class like the best version that it is because we have like 4 expansions left. Like 10 years. Let's see. 10, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. We have 5 expansions left. So it's like it can't really be the best it is, so it has to like wait till then. Black Mage has always had this problem where it has to be like level 100 or the max level to like be like fully, online. But either way, it needs kind of like a reimagining. I feel. Little side note, but I feel like a lot of people don't play this class because they feel like, oh well, I have to do ley lines. Like I have to worry about ley lines. Ley lines this, ley lines that. And I get that ley lines is it can be a big part of the gameplay with Black Mage. It's kind of like its identity. But that's not really its identity. Like I feel like a lot of people misconstrued ley lines with actually playing the class, so they're afraid of like, oh, I gotta place my ley line. You only press ley lines every 2 fucking minutes. Like grow a sack, learn the class. And yes, it has a higher ceiling than most classes, but it has way more better mobility options than most classes too. Like it's very mobile now. With try to double try cast, you can do Fire 3, Paradox. Both Paradoxes are now instant cast. So that's like what 5, and then you have like Thunder in between with Xenoglossy and Foul. Like you have a lot of movement options. Like you can move in between. You're supposed to like slide cast and move in between casts. But yeah, like ley lines. I feel like ley lines should just be permanent because everyone just feels like they have to play around ley lines even though they only press them 2 minutes. So then they should just make it so that ley lines is just permanent and just make it like, cost less. Like it's just like instead of like 30, I think it's like 30%. Let's make it like 10, 5, like. Who gives a shit? Yeah, it's not really there. Needs a complete reimagining, complete rework. I think the level 100 skill is just dog shit. Casting like it's like, oh, I have to cast 6 fires to cast the bigger fire. It's like I don't think that was it, guys. I'm not sure what they could do. Like I don't really have any suggestions on what they can do with Black Mage. Like, even the PvP Black Mage is kind of lackluster. Not really many people play it either. And I don't really look forward to playing it either. So, I'm not sure what they can do with the class. It's kind of in a spot where it needs a lot of help. Just like this class. It needs a reimagining. It's making... You can make it so that, like, Xenoglossy, Foul, Astral Fire... direct hit crit when you cast it. You can give them less charges, sure, but make Astral Fire like insta cast. Like, why is that not insta cast? Make the Spare insta cast. Like, come on, dude. Like, this is like it's old. It feels old. It needs to be upped. I feel like also like the balls and the Enochian change. Like they put like Enochian from like I think it's like 30 to 33. Like, what the fuck? Like, what did I don't even know. But I would play it over Gunbreaker. Okay, so the next one, which is the last one I left her, everyone's entertainment. If you didn't like the Black Mage tangent, you're not gonna like the Summoner tangent because oh my goodness gracious, great balls of fire. Yes. What the fuck? What they let me give you like the good timeline. There's like 7.0 drops. 3 more summons. Leviathan. Shiva. Rama. In that order. In Final Fantasy XI, a game that was released in 2002, they had these summons. Though no one can probably get them because everyone's completely ass at the game. But these summons, like, they do their own things. They auto attack. And they leave. Well, you release them. They need to rework. One thing at a time. The pet system in this game is dog shit. They know that. That's why they remove all pet interaction. Their saving grace is Beastmaster. If they can get that to work, and I'll talk about Beastmaster at the end, but if they can get that to work, this will probably change, and this will probably change. So we'll see. But yeah, they could have added Rama, Titan, or Rama, Shiva, and Leviathan. Solar Bahamut has a heal. They could have put that fucking heal on Leviathan. Leviathan has Soothing Waters in Final Fantasy XI. It's AoE heal. It's the same fucking move. This looks different. Doesn't look like the sun. It will look like water. Why did they do this? Why? Who plays this class? And it's like, we need a sun Bahamut. Like, who? Who did that? Who decided that? Who sat in a room with all the casters, made this class? And let me tell you, there's probably going to be a summon on this class next expansion. You make the motif, and it summons a monster to fight for you, like how it does with Machinists. Why did it take me 2 seconds to come up with that idea to be cool? But then they couldn't do that with some. They can't stick with like what summoner can be. Yes, summoner traditionally, I would say in the other game, which is Final Fantasy XI, completely different game. I understand, but in that game, it is a support DPS, so it can do damage, but it also supports the party. Oh my god, loads of changes. I don't think dot should be. I don't think the dot should be on it. I'm actually kind of over that. I think it should just focus more on summons. They should make it so that every time you summon your summon, like avatar, I would say avatar, you should get the favor. So when you summon Ifrit, you get Ifrit's favor. So that makes it so that you can do Psycho Crusher, which is Crimson Cyclone, which is the gap closer. That favor should extend to everyone in your party to give you a buff, to give everyone a buff, like 1% buff to damage, or whatever it is. It doesn't matter what it is. That's in Final Fantasy XI. It's in Final Fantasy XI. It's already there. The idea is there. Just fucking put it in this game. It would be the best class overnight. It's basically a caster bard. Make them a caster bard. That's what it, like. I'm trying to like explain this to people who's probably never played 11, but it's like it just I don't get it. Like I don't get how they can like drop the ball on this like so hard. So, yes, when avatar favor, you can spread that to your party. Make it a buff. You should also make it so that the summon stays out. Like, I think you stay in the summon form for like 20 seconds. Make it so that the summon like attacks. Like auto attack, you know? Like I would take a nerf to the Enkendo move just for the pet to do some fucking damage, just to see it like auto attack. Like that would be cool. And then like at the end of its duration, it'll just enkindle itself. So it'll just like Inferno. So it'll come in with a Crimson Dive to do damage, and then you can Crimson Dive too, and it'll just start auto attacking, right? With Ifrit. And then at the end, it'll just do Hellfire, and it'll dip out. And then you summon Ifrit, and then you summon Titan, and it'll do the same thing. It'll come down, and as soon as it comes down, it does Geo Crush because it summons from the sky. So it uses Geo Crush, AoE move around it, on the whole thing, and it starts like fucking auto attacking the dude, and maybe some landslide or mountain buster for a cleave. Like, you know, just like how the Dark Knight pet with the Esteem is. It goes through the rotation. It does the single target, you know, does Shadowbringers. It does this Esteem. I think the Summoner pet should be the same way. I feel like it should just, you know, auto attack. And then the Garuda flies in. It'll enkindle. So I'll do like the tornado. And then I'll give everyone like movement speed. I think it should get everyone movement speed haste when it comes in. And then it'll put the tornado dot on it where it does the poop on the floor. I think that should be on the target. And it moves with the target. But it'll put like the tornado poop. And then it'll just like, you know, enkindle, fly away. Whatever. Like it'll come in on a tornado. Like it can dive. Or I can use like Slipstream. Or whatever. And then like do that for the rest. Like just make them auto attack. I wouldn't mind them removing Solar Bahamut just to do that. Just to put all this in. No one cares about. It's so bad. Same thing with like Bahamut auto attacks, Phoenix auto attacks, and Solar Bahamut auto attacks. Make every summon auto attack. You can do that. I don't even care if the potency is like 100. I don't even care if the potency is like 50. Why is this not in the game? Like, why? Why does it have to be this way? what are they doing? So that's how I think. And I think Carbuncle should also auto attack. It has Poison Nails. It can have Shining Ruby. It can have Meteor. It has those moves in 11. Like every time I play Summoner, I always think about the level 11 Summoner, and it's like it's way better. It's 100,000% better. I don't understand what they're doing here. So maybe next expansion they'll. I don't even think they'll ever do anything with it anymore. I think it's a toast, but we'll see. We'll come back to this video and we'll watch. But yeah, that's my long tangent on Summoner. Holy fuck! What? I don't even know if it's not fun. It has nothing to do with the tier list. This class, I don't even know. I don't know. So last but not least are the melee. I'm gonna put Dragoon here. Top. This is what you want in melee. I feel like it flows very well. It's like I'm casting this, I'm doing that, doing this, doing that. It feels good to play. It feels good. It flows well. It's like old Paladin where it's like fight or flight, then Relcast or Reliquist, whatever the fuck it's called, and then fight or flight. It just flows well. Really good. This is what you want all melees to be like. Very fun. Wyvern Pet. I want that to be in the game. Final Fantasy 11. Yeah. Not really much complaints. I think it's pretty dope right now. Yeah. Yeah, I can't think of anything. I think it's in a cool spot. Monk? Now, this will surprise a lot of people. I think Monk is here as well. Yeah, they improved it a lot. Removal of Ant-Man. It's good. Thank Christ. Now we just need to get rid of Six-Sided Star, which I think they should definitely get rid of it. I still haven't pressed it. I know it does like a different thing now where it does damage based on the chakra you have. So you have like 10 chakra and then you get six-sided, so it could probably do a lot of damage. I think I can see that, but I don't think it's worth the downtime. And you want to do that when you're like leaving something. So I would do that like on the fight where you're fighting the second one, and then you have to do the blade warp where it does arrow and you have to jump over. I would definitely do it there. on top of the bump over, I would definitely do Chakra. If I have that up there, I would definitely do six-sided. But other than that, six-sided star needs to be like reworked or just be something else. I don't really like Masterful Blitz too much, but I think it's better with how it flows more. Um, I think they should change that the riddle of fire and wind moves are not sharing a OG or not sharing global cooldown with like the main combo. So if you press Boot Shine, you can't press the Earth Fire's reply move. But what you would do is you would do like Leaping Oppo, and then if you have Forbidden Chakra, you would do Forbidden Chakra, Fire's reply, Forbidden Chakra if you have it up. That it flows well. It feels good to do that. You would definitely do that. I feel like that's how it should be because it just feels right to do, and it's fun. That's a big part. It was fun. So it's back up. We're here. What I would change about Monk, six-sided star rework, maybe removal, auto attacking more. I want to see more like 100 fists auto attacking. I think they should have buffed Wind's Riddle with longer duration, but I don't know. I just like it. I think it should auto attack more. And Masterful Blitz, I think should have Phantom Rush is meh, but not really sure if you can add more to that because you kind of just do Elixir Field or Elixir Burst and the bird, and they do it does a decent amount of damage. So the damage is not bad. It's just I don't know. I feel like it's just missing something that it could have. So that's that. All right, for Ninja, I put all right, okay, fun. Rayton Ready is still in the game. Remove it. It's dumb. I've went over this 100 times. But if people who don't know, Rayton Ready makes it so that once you cast Rayton, which is the Thunder move, you get Chidori, which is Fork whatever, Raiju. Or I think it's called Fork Raiju. Either way, you get both of them, the Gap Closer and the thing. And if you press a weapon skill that is not the Phantom Clone Wind move, you lose Rayton Ready. Remove that. That's dumb. Tenjido is like Tenchido, the 100 move. It's kind of ass. It's off Tenchi Jin. At least you can move it. You can cast it while moving, which is a plus. But the overall, like the gameplay of Ninja on the opener, you're standing still a lot and you're just casting. Really, like you're just a caster that can melee. So it's like Red Mage, but not Red Mage because you do more melee than casting. But in the opener, you're gonna be casting a lot, and it's like you want to like weave in like melees, but it's kind of hard because you don't want to ruin your Mudra. Because like if you fumble your hand signs, you lose the Mudra. So it's like it just feels weird and wrong. At least for me, it feels like weird to play. And you can't move during Tenchi Jin because you have to sit there and cast. Good luck with that. Because in the Volley Gramanda fight, the Extreme 1, you're definitely going to have to move when Tenchi Jin is up because the fire shit's on the floor. So you have to cast that shit quick or else you're fucked. Because I think that's where it lines up with everyone's 2 minutes. So I'm not sure what to do there. I would like to see Shadow Clones in the game. Like not just the Bunshin that they have. Like actual like like the Yugiri thing way back when where she summons the Shadow Clones and then they act independently. I think that would be very cool for the class, but I don't think that would fix the issue. I think that would just remove Rayton Ready. The next class I have Reaper. Reaper I put here. I really didn't have fun with it, mostly because depth design's in the game. I do not like depth design, and I actually don't really like how Reaper really plays. I think it's just like a discount Dragoon. I'd rather play Dragoon. It does look cool. It's pretty edgy, but it's not as cool as like Dark Knight. Dark Knight's just cool. This one's kind of like it's trying too hard to be edgy. Level 100 skill, don't look forward to pressing it. I don't look forward to pressing any of the buttons on the skills. I don't look forward to even playing it. So I'm not sure what they can do with that. Um, Necromancer, but I think a Necromancer should be a different class. Yeah, I don't know. You got me there. It's not fun to me. All right. So now we have Samurai. Samurai goes right here. All right. So Samurai is on top of OK Fun. So that means almost all right. Samurai, what I don't look forward to is casting. Same thing with Ninja. You're going to be casting a lot. And you have to cast through Aijutsu. Super Moon Slash, which is like Madare, a new Madare. I call it Moon Slash. So Super Moon Slash. It's cool. Um, I mean, I look forward to pressing it. I do because it sounds cool when it comes out, and it looks cool. And they made a direct hit crit, which is cool. So, I feel like that removes like the chitin thing that everyone was complaining about, but people want chitin back in the game still, even though people complain there's a lot of buttons to press. But what do I know? All I know is that I don't really look forward to playing it more than Monk or Dragoon, though it is cool. I just feel like it doesn't really feel any different from what it is, and that's okay because I feel like it is consistent. But I feel like you're doing a lot of like I said, you're doing a lot of like casting than melee in the opener because like you have to like it's just dumb. I don't know if I'm like doing it right, but it just doesn't feel like I feel like if I like fat finger something, I'm gonna lose it. So yeah, but it overall is cool. Very nice. Also, it has like a new thing where crit affects its damage output. So if you have a dancer, it's gonna affect Moonslash or Super Moonslash, which is kind of in the step in the right direction. Because then you have a Dragoon. So you have like a Dragoon Samurai Dancer comp. The Samurai is going to do a lot of damage. So that's cool if you want like a superstar build. Or team comp. But no one really cares about team comp anymore too much. But yeah, it is what it is. Alright, last but not least, Viper. Now, just a disclaimer, I did not play Viper prior to the change. I know that they changed it and a lot of people are upset about the Viper change. I didn't really play it after the Viper change. I actually wasn't looking forward to playing Viper. It didn't really appeal to me. So I'm going to put it right here. So it's okay. I think it is the strongest class in the game. But I don't know. It doesn't really appeal to me too much. I think like Noxus Fang or Noxus Nash, whatever. I'm not sure what it was. But to my understanding, I think it was an ability where it would increase the damage you do on the target. Excuse me, I'm like making this video late, but it would increase the damage on the target. It's like Depth's Design, but the difference between Depth's Design and that move is that it was built into the combo, so you always have it up. But I think people like I don't know. I don't even know why they changed it. I think it was like they said it was complicated, but I don't think it was that complicated. I've never played it, so I don't think it was that complicated. My friend who plays this class all the time tells me it wasn't that hard to do, but the class is pretty straightforward and simple. I don't like how it's like continuation. I don't find that fun, but I think I think it is pretty strong and it feels fun to play over than like this fucker down here. I actually look forward to Reawaken too. It's like Reawaken, and it sounds cool, and it looks cool too. It's like really fast, and it feels really impactful. And all the moves are AoE, and they don't miss like some move I know. But yeah, it's still pretty fun, and I would play the other two melees more than it, but I still would play it. I feel like with gear that class is really gonna shine too, and yeah, it doesn't really bring anything to the table, and it kind of has buffs like it does with Samurai. Like, Samurai has self buffs with the haste and with the damage buff. So, it's like, it does a lot of damage. The only thing it doesn't have is utility. So, it doesn't bring anything to the table. So, if it had, like, same thing with Samurai, where it's like it's Madare was affected by crit. I think that should be a thing for this class too, but maybe that's a little pushing it. And overall, that is my tier list for 7.0 on how much fun I had. I went on a tangent about Black Mage and Summoner. Apologize. Um, when in terms of Beastmaster on how they're going to do it, there's probably two ways I can see them doing it. They can go traditionally like in Final Fantasy XI, where you cast Charm and you have Jug Pets. So you charm monsters in the outworld, and then if you want to go into a dungeon, you have to get like the Jug to spawn the monster, and the monster is like an NM, so it's like it's named rather than like getting a monster from outside and taking it in. And you probably have to pick from like a bestiary, like how the Blue Mage spellbook is. You probably have to pick from a bestiary, which is like maybe like a menagerie, maybe, where you can like bring in pets that you can do. And maybe you can't switch out pets. Maybe you can switch out pets in between battles. Who knows? That or heavy spoilers. Skip this part if you don't want to hear spoilers. I'll give you some time. Okay. So the the main scenario quest has a thing where there's regulators, which is like so you get souls from monsters and they make you stronger. And the more that you take from these monsters, the more you lose your soul or whatever. So what I think what could happen is that we actually use that regulator to become those monsters or use monster traits in fights, which I can see. It's kind of like Udyr from League of Legends, like Phoenix form or like Behemoth form, Cactar form. I think it could be that, which is could be like a cool Final Fantasy 14 flair on it. Like that'll be their take on it, which can be dope. But I really want it to be like Final Fantasy 11 with pets. Like I really want like them to actually fix pet interaction, and I feel like that Beastmaster will be the way to do it if they do go down that route. So that's my take. Um, I didn't have Blue Mage on here, but Blue Mage is obviously Giga S tier, and I think Beastmaster will also be Giga S tier because those classes are always fun. Limited job so far, pretty fun. IMO. Yeah, that's it. So thank you for watching my video. Thanks for hanging out. Sorry, it was a little like it's a little more unscripted and emotion. Sorry about the summoner rant. I think they should spend a lot of time, or they should focus more effort on trying to make that class what it can be and what it has been. Because like we do have the foundation for what it is, and it's like they don't want to do it. And I could blame a certain site for that, but maybe not. But who knows? Either way, thank you for watching. Thanks for hanging out, and I hope to see you guys again very soon. Bye.